Hello, everyone. Welcome today. We have had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we are on. So I am on today with Joe Applebaum, and he is the CEO of Ajax Union. And I am very excited to have you on here, Joe. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on the program. Excited to be here.
Awesome. We've had some technical difficulty because, as I mentioned before, I didn't realize I had people coming to work at my home. And so it's really, really loud. So that's why I'm talking to you guys here from my front porch, and you can see the nice greenery in the back. And so let me give a little intro about Joe. Joe is the CEO of Ajax Union. He is a business-to-business digital marketing agency in Brooklyn, New York, and he helps mid-sized businesses with their marketing funnels. Joe also speaks at conferences and trade shows about business-to-business marketing, LinkedIn marketing, business networking, and leadership. One busy guy. Joe is a certified Google trainer, and he's been featured in Fox Business, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, and INC. He also hosts the podcast, The Breakthrough Maze. So, wow, that's a pretty extensive resume, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So, I wanted to have this, this time with you because, what's going on and what I see happening is that LinkedIn is like the place to be right now. All the business gurus and everybody that you hear out there is like, you need to be posting, you need to be on there, you need to be telling stories. So I reached out to you, who better than to give us the 411 on this?
Yeah. So there are 610 million members on LinkedIn. I think it's growing now. There's probably 630 million members on LinkedIn. And 40% of them are logging in every day. So there's a lot of people that are giving their attention to LinkedIn, but there are very few people posting. There's less than 1 million posts going up a day. So if you want organic reach, LinkedIn is the #1 place right now to get that organic reach. It used to be that Facebook was the place to get great organic reach, but that's not the case anymore because LinkedIn is giving people access. So when I post a post on LinkedIn, I get about 1,000 people that see my post, whereas when I post it on Facebook, maybe I'll get 40 or 50 people to see my post. And so I get a lot more. And the people that are on LinkedIn are typically business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, people that are there to network and do business. So if relationships are important to your business, then you have to make LinkedIn a priority and start getting active on LinkedIn. When I say getting active, I mean posting, engaging, and messaging people to build real relationships from online and taking them offline.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I've started to kind of like get with the trend a little bit, and I have reached out to a few professionals who I want to have on my podcast or interview on my Facebook Live, and I've gotten great results. Now, let me ask you a question. So, like you said, that most of you got 40 people perhaps on one of your posts on Facebook versus 1,000 on LinkedIn. So, is LinkedIn does it filter who sees it, or does your entire audience or your entire connections, do they all see it?
So if people are scrolling through their feed and they're connected to you, chances are they're going to see your updates, especially if you're updating on a daily basis. They might not see you every day, but they're going to see you on a regular basis. I post sometimes 5 or 10 times in one day, and people will see my updates 3 or 4 times a day, and they're like, Joe, every time I log into LinkedIn, I see you. So you could have people that are either your connections or that are following you on LinkedIn. And the key when it comes to networking and getting referrals, especially as a mortgage broker or a real estate professional, the key is to stay top of mind with your network because people need to remember you when the time is right. They don't need to remember you all the time. They need to remember you when the time is right, but who knows when the time will be right. So that's why when it comes to networking, you got to consistently have that top of mind and build that relationship with people. So when they do need a mortgage or when they do need a piece of real estate or when they do need a lawyer or when they do need to hire a speaker, they're going to remember you because you're always in front of them on LinkedIn.
That makes all the sense. Got it. Now, let me ask you, and I've been seeing a lot of this. So, back when, LinkedIn started, but it was, everybody's like, oh, it's very formal. It's very business-like, you got to be on there very serious. And the trend is changing and people are coming on here and they're making videos and they're kind of like more casual, I feel like. and sharing more of their personal experiences or personal stories. And is that like a trend? Is that something that you would say, it's more encouraged, like to get out there and people to connect with you?
I feel like in social media in general, like it used to be back in the day, if you wanted to produce something, you had to produce something really high quality that was production quality on TV, really high end. These
Hmm.
days, with the age of social media and with everybody having a video camera inside their cell phone, people are used to seeing that authentic self. They're used to seeing the raw, authentic, unedited version of who you are. So that's what happens on Instagram with stories. That's what happens on Facebook Live. And that's what's happening on LinkedIn because that's what people are used to. Business is no different than any part of your life. You want to connect with people based on who they
Right.
are. That's what you want to do. You want to connect with people based on who they are. And that's really the key.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So, for example, and obviously you said, so for example, for a realtor, because a lot of my audience and a lot of my base is realtors, and I like to help realtors with social media and how to engage with potential listings or listers. And you said one thing, which was they're going to reach you when when they need that mortgage or when they need that house. So what would you say? Because it's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say difficult, but to speak only business, like when you're on LinkedIn, and maybe your people are there, but I'm thinking to create a relationship. Do you only want to be talking about houses? Do you only want to be talking about inspections? Like what's your take on that?
So when it comes to if you go to a networking event, right? You're at a party, you're going to a networking event, and you're building a relationship with somebody. You're not going to sit there and all day just talk about what you do. You want to talk about what interests your network. You want to talk about what interests the people that you have in your world. You don't just want to talk about yourself. So what I like to do is I like to figure out what are the things that my target market are interested in learning about, and I talk about those things. It could be networking, it could be sales, it could be business related, it could be personal development. Things that interest me, those are the things that I talk about at networking events. And LinkedIn is no different. LinkedIn is just a big 24/7 networking event. And if you want to be able to build a real relationship with people, you don't want to be throwing business tips at them or real estate tips at them all day. Yes, sprinkle in some real estate tips into what you do because you are the expert and you want to show you're the expert. But you want to share stories. You want to share some entertainment. You want to be engaging. You want to connect and build real relationships with other people because that's what's going to end up getting you more referrals. You see, there was a woman who went over to her neighbor and said, I see you put your house up for sale. What's going on? How come you didn't use me? You know I'm a realtor. You knew me for 10 years. You've been living next to me. You could have used me as a realtor. And he's like, what I did was I'm on LinkedIn and I saw a realtor that posts every single day and I forgot that you live next to me because I'm on my phone all day. So I used the realtor that I saw on LinkedIn. And we actually had a realtor that signed up for our social selling system, which is our program that teaches you how to go from a lurker to an influencer in just 15 minutes a day. And the realtor, within 2 months of using our system, he got an exclusive listing. He said, Joe, you just paid for your system for the next several years. So if you learn how to network properly, online is just like offline. It's about building rapport, and it's about building a real relationships, and it's about getting to know other people, and it's about going from online to offline and having a conversation. Most people don't know how to send direct messages. Most people don't know how to post. Most people don't know how to properly engage in a tactful way so that you actually build a relationship instead of just shoving facts down people's throats. People want to learn your particular story, and everybody has an interesting story. People want to learn how you got into the business. People want to learn what happened with the sales meeting that you had and some tips that you learned. People want to know about what conferences you went to or what you're going to be doing for the weekend or how you have work and life balance. There are so many things that you could talk about that will really interest your target audience. The key is for you to figure out what are you interested in, what is your target market interested in, and then going deep with them and building that real relationship.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Marie Forleo, which I took her B School course. And one of the key things that we talk about is ideal client avatar. And if you know your audience and you really know your audience, then you should know what they are, what they want to talk about, what they want to know. And, your target audience might be I don't know, a young family, maybe a woman in her in her 30s who's a young mother, married, and you can talk about those type of things, like what's a mom, like, being a mom and being a realtor and that kind of thing to really connect with that target audience because that's your target audience. So that makes a lot of sense. That I agree with that.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me on this program. I really appreciate it. If people want to find out more about our social selling system, they could sign up at www.socialselling.com. People often ask me, Joe, how'd you buy socialselling.com? I said, I bought socialselling.com because I removed the G from the URL. So it made it really easy to remember it's social selling with no G.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate all of your patience with our technical support, issue. And I'm glad that we were on here today and we gave some very valuable information. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.